Is the Goblin Big Boss any good in patch 6.0.4? I'm doing this video in part because many might be wondering what the point is behind this hero. Grimgor starts with 1, so my refamiliarization with the faction has included learning about the matter. What does this big boss bring for you? Shinies. Lots and lots of shinies, first of all. Recruited for a nominal cost of 300 gold and 75 upkeep, on Ultra this goblin comes in at a very pedestrian 3,485 hit points, armor 35 with a shield that blocks 35% of small arms fire in a frontal arc. There is also a missile resistance of the default 15%. Leadership of 55 isn't that high for a hero. Speed 35 and charge speed 45 is nimble-ish. Melee attack 50 is far from the highest out there. Attack interval 4 is strictly average. Splash target size of medium means basic cavalry on down, and max target splash of 4 is fairly narrow. Melee defense 45 isn't atrocious, but isn't especially high either. Weapon strength 375 is interesting, but it's split base 250 and armor piercing 125, so a 2-to-1 split in favor of base damage that may be heavily mitigated by armor. Charge bonus is a minus 30, but that's better than some, and mass of 350 is pretty low. The big boss can hide in forest. There's a total of 3 mounts unlockable. The Giant Wolf is the first and is unlocked pretty early. Upkeep rises to 113, health of 3,936 is better. The vast majority of stats will remain unchanged, but speed 92 and charge speed 108 are quite a bit better. Charge bonus 40 is also better and mass is only 400. On a Wolf Chariot, upkeep rises to 138, health rises further to 4,373, armor is now 45, and the shield is kept. Speed 90 and charge speed 108 are still really high. Melee attack lowers to 30 default, attack interval 4, splash target size very large, so everything short of single entities will get splashed, and max targets damaged is only 3. Melee defense of 20 is tiny. Weapon strength 250 is split between base 180 and armor piercing 70, so that's actually significantly worse, quote unquote, but there's a comparatively insane bonus versus infantry of 30. Charge bonus is 80. Yes, it's a chariot, but that's pretty high, and the mass is 1000. And of course it will have collision attacks. On a Giant Spider, upkeep is 138, health is 4,095, armor is 45, the shield is still kept. Speed 78 and charge speed 106 reflect your spider stuff. Melee attack begins 48 and carries poison with each attack. Attack interval 4, medium splash target size, max targets damage 4. Poison is nice. Melee defense 44 is decent-ish. Weapon strength is 375 per the original default, charge bonus is 40, and mass is 1400. Also, this mount gives the hero Strider, so no penalties fighting in forests. Aside from the panoply of traits available to heroes, what we look at now are the skills in the tree. The Army Embed passive is Scavenge, which adds to the post-battle loot you get. The default value can be increased by up to 15% additional loot gain with 3 pips. The map passive is Cleanse Corruption, interestingly enough, so if you want Nurgle Corruption out of there, 3 pips will make that effect plus 3 per turn better than a low default. The 3 agent actions are Damage Walls, good for speeding up sieges, Assassinate, always a winner, and Block Army, which can be strategically useful. It's interesting to get Block Army from a melee hero, that's not the case in all factions at all. Specialist reduces the cost of these 3 agent actions. In the top line, Stalker improves campaign line of sight by 20%, available with the first pip you can get. Dodgy Geezer for 10% missile resistance is typical stuff available at rank 8. The Nasty Skulker at rank 8 slaps 10% weapon strength on this guy for more damage, and Low Blow available at rank 10 adds 30 to base damage per attack and grants a general bonus versus infantry of plus 5. That's nice. The rest, aside from mount unlocks, is all in a combat line, so it's an old skill tree. It is. Bloody Blade kicks things off with 10% weapon strength for 1 pip, which is nice, very nice. Gutter Fighter adds up to plus 12 melee attack at 3 pips, Elusive for plus 12 melee defense for 3, Precise grants 20% weapon strength for free, so plus 40% weapon strength just from the skill tree. Fleet-Footed for up to 15% speed at 3 pips gets ridiculous with mounts. Slippery is your midline skill, and hoo boy, certain heroes get this at the end of their trees, and this is the middle. Active ability plus 24 melee defense and plus 25% speed for 25 seconds. Great for getting you into trouble or out of it. Don't forget the first part, you can catch up to some fleeing stuff like this. Opportunist grants up to plus 15% charge bonus at 3 pips. Counter Striker as plus 12 melee attack at 3. Survivalist as 15% hit points at 3. And Cornered Rat gives up to leadership plus 9, which is nice since this is not a high leadership hero. The capstone is They Need Stabbing. 60-second cooldown, 75-meter range, single target must be Lord or Hero, and for 29 seconds, the target has minus 24 melee defense and minus 30 armor. This makes the target far more vulnerable to melee attack from all sources, but the armor weakening is especially juicy for high base damage heroes like this one. And all your bow infantry and cavalry. In the tech tree, Big Boss Business, a very early tech, lowers agent action cost by 20% and grants 5% greater chance of success. Bigga Loot Cart, a fairly late tech, expands hero capacity for this type by 2 and adds recruit rank plus 2. So how do you use the Goblin Big Boss? Like the Khainite Assassin, the Big Boss brings monetary advantages inside an army, but this one gets mounts to help out in battle. As an agent, the Big Boss is an entirely competent assassin and has other benefits to boot, because sieges suck for greenskins without artillery, and you don't always have it. Block Army has its uses too, so that's nice. In battle, aside from generally helping with stuff, this goblin is definitely tilted toward base damage, so you want him helping against squishy targets like regular mages. If those squishy targets don't exist, it gets more complicated. In the end, though, you want these guys helping to zero out priority targets with a combination of speed and opportunistic damage. Plus 40% weapon strength, and plus 30 base damage per stabbing adds up fast. And remember, that's all before you toss items in. The problem with all this is the relative squishiness of the character. Ideally, you want him putting fist in the glove for your low-tier cavalry like Wolf Riders or Spider Riders, working at a similar speed with similar kinds of units, but you have to be adaptable and cunning, especially because there's no stock for this unit. This also means the Big Boss is one of your better candidates for wasting enemy artillery ammunition or ammo in general. Keep that in mind because speed is its own superpower sometimes, and a wolf mount is especially small for a large quote-unquote mount, so squirreling away from missile fire should be relatively simple. Of course, try to get them to rank 20, and if all else fails, kick them out of the army and use them as agents. Take care, and have fun always feeling like the underdog, which makes pulling off crazy wins feel really good.